Welcome to Season 3, Episode 17 of Roar Rundown. I'm your host, Dalton Reed. We got Josiah behind the camera, and been doing a great job on the editing part of this show, so big shout out to him. Also, a big shout out to Capital Technology Group. They bring you the show every week, besides Josiah and I. We're going to start off this episode. We're going to recap the fast and wild last week of Ouachita Athletics before we get into this upcoming week. So we're going to start out on the hardwood at Bill Vining Arena. So last Thursday night, we had Battle of the Ravine basketball style. For the third time consecutively, both teams take care of the Reddies. We'll start with the men's recap. And the Tigers never trailed in the game as they took care of the win 90-60. They improved to 14-3 on the season, 10-1 in conference play, and they are in the driver's seat of the Great American Conference moving into the second half of the season. Six Tigers or more scored 10 6 Tigers scored 10 or more points in that one. Ryder McConnell, 15 points, led that one. Crew Flowers, Christian Parks, Trey Smith, P.J. Neal, Jaden Webb, and Ryder McConnell are all of those Tigers that had double figures. With that win, and over the last couple of weeks, they have been receiving votes. But now, for the first time in a while, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers men's basketball team has cracked the top 25. They sit at number 25 in the National Americans Basketball Coaches Association poll. So congratulations to Coach Nutt and his staff as they head for Oklahoma here shortly. On the women's side of things, history was made. That is exactly what happened. History was made in a way that I don't know if we'll ever see done again. History was made in a way it was mesmerizing to watch. Heidi Robinson, the senior from Marmaduke, Arkansas. If you don't know where Marmaduke is, north of Jonesboro, in the middle of nowhere, northeast Arkansas. She scored 48 points. That ties the GAC record for single points in a game, and it broke the OBU record, which was set 5 years ago. I'm going to read you the stat line here from Robinson. I just want this to sink in. 15 of 26 from the field, 9 of 16 from beyond the arc, and 9 of 10 from the free throw line. And she checked out of the game with over 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Following her up there was Abby Harrison with 13 points, but with that offensive performance, here comes the accolades. She was named GAC Offensive Player of the Week, obviously. There is no ands, ifs, or buts about that. When you score 48 points in a game, you receive that award. She also received National D2 Player of the Week. So kudos to the Marmaduke native. Was a Greyhound, now's a Tiger, as she has had a stellar career through some adversity here at Ouachita. Swim and dive has now been moved to Friday. It was supposed to be last week due to the white stuff and the sleet and the ice that has fallen from the sky. It has now been moved to Friday. On to the mats. Wrestling went over to Hot Springs to take on Newman, and they get their first MIAA win of the season, 27-18. BK Seago was named MIAA Wrestler of the Week, as he has been having a very solid season. Go check out BK Seago on the OBU Athletics page. Moving on to this week, Thursday, the teams travel to southeastern Oklahoma State as they try to leave icy Arkansas, probably just to more icy Oklahoma. So they travel to Southeastern. The men's team of Southeastern is led by Chandler Dickinson, 13.5 points a game for him. That team sits at 4-13, overall 3-8. The last time they met up, December 6th, OBU took care of business 69-52. On the women's side of things, Southeastern Lady Savage Storm is led by Tori Kilburn, who averages over 18 points per game. OBU did take care of them last time they met up, 82-74. Southeastern Lady Savage Storm sit at 6-11 overall and 3-8 in conference play. Wrestling, they get some more MIAA action this week as they face Central Missouri. And then, as crazy as this sounds, we have basketball this week. Not only basketball, not only wrestling, we have baseball and softball and tennis. So crossover season is officially here. Moving off the mats, we're actually going to move to the track and field. Track and field resumes this week as Saturday. The women's indoor track and field team travels up to Pittsburgh, Kansas for the Pittsburgh State, however you want to say it, Invitational up there in Kansas. And as crazy it sounds, also, we have baseball, softball, and tennis coming up for your Tiger Athletics this week. The baseball team will play in the Dugan Collegiate Baseball Invitational Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, they will play at Henderson versus Fort Hays State out of Kansas. And then Saturday, they will play at Majestic Park in Hot Springs, 4 p.m. for that Sunday game against Oklahoma Baptist. More big news out of the Diamond Sports for Ouachita. Chase Oberly, a graduate pitcher here for the Tigers, was named to the D2 Baseball Preseason All-American second team as the 2026 season approaches. He was a solid pitcher for the Tigers last year and looks to continue that this year. On the softball field, the softball team will host Christian Brothers and doubleheader 2 and 4 on Sunday. And then we'll host Missouri S&T to get their season started Monday, doubleheader 1 and 3:30. To round out the Roar Rundown, we're going to head to the tennis courts as Saturday the men will host Collin College here at OBU. So an action-packed week of sports from the diamonds to the hardwoods to whatever you want to play on. This has been Roar Rundown. Thanks for tuning in.